Brother Nero, you knew he'd come.
Where's Maxwell?
How's it going, guys?
Good. Excellent.
Question for you, does this ever get old?
No, this is as enjoyable as ever. It certainly is. I love being in Chicago. It's no secret. I've said it many, many times. Chicago is probably the best wrestling city that there is in the United States of America. Fans here, they're vocal, they're enthusiastic, they're passionate, and that's why I love coming here. That's honest to God truth.
It is an audience Q&A, and we have a brave soul here up in front. So let's see if we kick it off here.
Was it scary facing the Brothers of Destruction?
Yeah, it's always scary. You might get set on fire, who knows what's going to happen. You might get choke slammed, but yeah, The Undertaker and Kane, legends, and anytime we were in the ring with them, it was a complete pleasure.
Good question.
Hi. Yes. So I'd like to start by saying thank you for all the years of service that you've done for us fans, and continuously, putting forth effort into the wrestling scene. In my opinion, and pretty sure the opinion of everyone else here, you guys are the best tag team to ever grace the WWE. And also, I'd like to congratulate you on your new baby. Seeing pictures of you with your children on Instagram, and they make my day, and they give me hope for the future. Not gonna lie.
Thank you.
So my question is, since you guys are the definition of a tag team, what are your next big goals, whether in WWE wrestling or just life in general?
I think the goal of myself and my brother right now is to come back to WWE and cement our legacy. I think we're at a point where we can help a lot of teams out, but I think too we can still be a featured attraction as far as that goes. And I really think we both have a lot of knowledge in the tank. This last Monday we just had a match against The Shield. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, two great guys, and I'm telling you, and I told Jeff afterwards, it really felt like one of our old contests with Edge and Christian. Like, I would love to have a best of 7 with these guys, maybe end it in a ladder match, who knows, but like, there's really a lot of legs left, I think, as far as the Hardys go in WWE, and I think my goal, personally, I can't speak for Jeff, but is to evolve the character, and it's definitely going to happen. And we will end up being woken, broken, evolved, whatever it may be. And I'm looking forward to that, because that I almost enjoy that more than anything else that I do. Is especially strong work from a personality standpoint.
And speaking of the Brothers of Destruction, I would love to be a part of the first ever tag team Hell in the Cell. If that hasn't been done, I'd like to be the first to do it.
It's a very good goal.
Hello guys, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
I did not have enough rum for this. So, what do you guys usually do before a show? How do you prep? What do you guys do?
As far as prepping goes, there's not really, we don't do anything that would be like directly related to the actual match or the physicality. I think the biggest thing we do now more than ever is probably stretch and try and be limber and loosened up, just because 25 years of doing this, we're pretty tight. We've got a lot of mileage on the old vessels, if you know what I'm saying. But that is my main thing. I really try and sleep well at night. I try and eat. I'm eating healthier now than I have ever. So just it's almost like a daily lifestyle of trying to adjust to the influx of youth that is in the WWE right now, and trying to stay and maintain a very competitive level physically as you get older. So that's kind of my goal and my preparation.
Yeah, stretching is huge, man. The yoga style, just taking care of your body. And I have to have a 5-hour energy, and I got to do 48 push-ups. If I don't, I freak myself out. So for every match, that's a routine.
Thank you guys.
To play off Captain Jack here, how has your guys' wrestling style changed over the last 25 years?
I think mine has definitely been a lot more focused on striking and ground-based in many ways more than I ever has. Jeff, he is an anomaly. He is an enigma. His hasn't changed at all. He's still doing insane stuff all the time.
Human anomaly.
Sorry, my correction. Human Al.
Hello guys. Through all your years of wrestling, what has been the most memorable moment for the both of you?
All the TLC matches are like so close to my heart. I mean, I cherish those things. They're immortal. They'll never be uncool or old. But I think the one-on-one match with The Undertaker years ago was like one of my favorite moments of all time because it was the greatest story of the underdog versus the man.
Thank you.
I was just going to add that nice Reborn Buffet t-shirt as well. Digging it the most. I was just going to say, you know, the first ever ladder match with Edge and Christian, all the TLC matches with Edge, Christian, and the Dudleys, you know, that all really stands out to me. My stuff with Edge, the cage match was a stand-up moment. I really love that match. My stuff with MVP that I did. Some of the stuff that we did outside of WWE, I hold in high regard as well. The stuff we did with the Bucks of Youth, if you know those two spot monkeys. You know, obviously our creation of the Broken Universe, I hold that very dear to my heart. But one moment that really stands out this year that will definitely be in my top 1, 2, 3 moments is our return to WrestleMania. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Who was your hardest opponent that you fought?
I would say Brock Lesnar, just because I still really question this guy's human. I'm not positive that he is. Jeff and I did battle with him right when he first came to WWE, and you know he was just a machine. I've never seen someone that is so strong and so fast, just so explosive altogether. So anytime you're in the ring with Brock Lesnar, you knew you were gonna get beat up, and it was gonna be a fight.
Thank you. In all your years of wrestling, what was your worst injury?
I guess that's me. Jeff's never got hurt wrestling. He only gets hurt jumping cycles with wheels. I would say my worst injury just was a torn ACL, and I also damaged my meniscus very badly. So in my left knee, I have a repaired ACL ligament, and I don't have any meniscus right now. So it still bugs me a little bit. And you know, it's an injury that is pretty standard in athletics, and especially in pro wrestling. You know, so that was a tough injury to bounce back from. But you know, I've had quite a few, and it's just one of those things. Like, injuries are par for the course whenever you're doing this. You know, even if you're not having surgery or you're out, you're always injured, you're always hurt, you're always beat up. It's very taxing and tolling what we do to our bodies.
And mine was probably, it actually one of the first TLC matches. It was the unofficial TLC match right in LA with the Dudleys and Edge and Christian. But when I did the Swanton on the runway off that big ladder, and I landed right on my butt, and oh my God, it was bruised so bad I thought it was broken, and my heels were bruised for about two or 3 weeks. It was pretty bad. But yeah, don't get me on a dirt bike. I learned my lesson in April of 2015 when I broke my tibia, and I'm still dealing with the torn PCL on my right knee. I'm having a little shoulder issue right now, but hey, overall I've been blessed.
When you guys started WWE, we had Stone Cold as the top guy, and when you guys left in 2009, 2010, John Cena was the top guy. Now that you have returned and John Cena's still a top guy, are you guys surprised that WWE hasn't found that breakout star like an Austin, Cena, or Rock?
No, not really. I mean, it's just, I think the toughest argument with that is just that the fans have changed so much. And it's not a bad thing. They're just much more intelligent. They're much more knowledgeable of the situations. You know, if you look back to the Attitude Era, that's kind of when the curtain was pulled back and people knew it was more entertainment. So as time has went on, and with the power of the internet, with the power of information sprawling everywhere, it's just harder for fans to buy into some people. You know, like Roman Reigns, for instance. Yes, all the base wants Roman Reigns deleted. That reaction, for instance, you know what I mean? It's like wrestling is almost done kind of on a multi-level platform now, because if we were back in the Attitude Era, I think Roman Reigns would be much more popular all across the board. Now, wrestling fans like males, you know, that are older, that kind of understand and get the business, they go, well, come on, you know, this guy, you want him to be our guy. You're kind of making him be our guy, and they reject that. You know, so it's very different in this day and age. So that does make it tough. But one thing I can say, if you are evoking emotion, and Roman Reigns certainly does, I mean, you're doing something right when it comes to that. But as far as a new breakout star, I think it's more based around now of like promoting the brand of WWE and trying to have everyone, or as many as possible, top stars working for your deal. I think like Braun Strowman is going to be very big coming up in the next little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's been great having Brock Lesnar back. Roman Reigns is going to continue to polarize people. One of the things I want to see is John Cena versus Roman Reigns, just to see who gets booed the most. You know? Because I actually think Roman Reigns is more John Cena than John Cena is right now.
Thanks. I never liked owls or Jeff Jarrett.
Neither do we.
How did it feel when you guys returned at WrestleMania 33 and then won the tag team championships?
It was incredible. That whole month of March leading up to that, you know, we were doing the Ring of Honor thing, and we had just left TNA, went to Ring of Honor, won the titles, and then to show up at Mania after all that madness of that month was just insane. But thank God we got through it. You know, it was hard to keep that secret, so you know, on the down low, but we did it. Once we went after that curtain at Mania and saw that sea of humans, it was just like, what a feeling, man. It was good to be back.
Thank you.
Before you ask your question, run.
Hi, so right now in the tag team division, which team do you have the most respect for?
That's a great question. I would probably say, even though they're in WWE or the entire industry?
WWE.
I would say right now in WWE, just because we, you know, fought them last Monday, and I think they're going to be around as a tag team. It's probably Ambrose and Rollins. And those guys are great as a tag team. I mean, they're both amazing individual competitors as well, but they're great as a tag team. And another team I have to give a shout out to, just because we kind of have a love-hate relationship. I respect them, but I love to make fun of them, and that is the Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth. They've really done some amazing things and broke down some barriers as far as doing things, not being under contract with WWE, as far as like them and the Bullet Club being a hot topic, and just the way they promote themselves. They work so hard and they're so dedicated, and they're also both just very good quality human beings.
Thank you.
Hi, what do you think the status is of the Broken Game coming to WWE, and who do you think is going to win, Mayweather or McGregor?
Well, I'll take the first question. It's a work in progress right now. So slowly but surely we're going to get there where we need to be. Who's your pick, Jeff?
I'm afraid Mayweather's going to win, but I'd like to see him get knocked out.
Thank you.
How long did you know before you were going to return at WrestleMania?
We knew a little over 3 weeks before WrestleMania that we were going to return at WrestleMania, and it was about 10 days out that we knew it was going to be a ladder match. So we knew for a while, so it was pretty exciting, which it made it all the more stressful. We were like fulfilling all our obligations all around the world and with ROH, so you know, like our big part is like, okay, we got to work hard, but we can't get hurt. So we knew for a while, and it was worth the wait, but it was, like Jeff said, it was really, it was wonderful whenever the pressure was off, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, and that night before, I think I went through 3 tables and took about 24 super kicks. So
True story.
Hey there. My puppet, Saki, has a question for you.
Oh, please ask.
Which legendary WWE team you would like to face in a dream match, and why? Everyone knows this one who's like this in the world.
he should have been.
What language is he speaking?
What he's trying to say is, which WWE legendary team would you like to face in a dream match, and why?
Very good.
I'm gonna go way back and say the Rock and Roll Express, man.
I would say I think the Hardys versus the Rockers would be a killer matchup. That would be fun to do.
About that.
Thank you.
De nada.
What is your guys' favorite gimmick that you've ever competed in sorry.
Like a favorite match?
Gimmick. Like competed in favorite gimmick, like Broken or Big Money Matt.
I see. Well, whenever I had my incident and my condition, I would probably say that was a great period for sure during the era of Broken Brilliance.
I love Willow. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Willow.
Yeah!
If I ever get to do that again, especially in WWE, I think he's got to have a black wedding dress. I mean,
Thank you.
Hello, Luchador.
How many more years are you guys going to be wrestling around for? And when are we going to see King Maxwell, Baby Matt in the ring?
Oh, hell, King Maxwell! Speaking for myself, I'm gonna let my body kind of be my gauge. As long as my body feels good and I can wrestle at a high level, I'm still willing to do it just because I love it. Physically, because of Father Time, I don't know how long that's going to be. But I'll keep my fingers crossed. It'll be as for a little while at least. Maybe 3-4 years. And I would say King Maxwell probably has, I don't know, maybe another year or two. He'll be ready to rock and roll.
I'm not sure. I'm just going to do it for as long as I can, unless my rock career takes off. Let's see.
Thank you.
Hey guys. So it seems like WWE keeps on signing guys from the indies left and right. If you guys were to go on a singles run, who are those guys that you would want to face? Like recently, Leo Rush, Adam Cole. So who are some guys that you would want to face in a singles run?
I have a long history with Adam Cole, actually. Worked with him at the Honorable Ring and many other places. As far as singles guys go that I would like to work against currently, I would like to get a chance to delete Roman Reigns.
Yeah!
And I also think, it would be fun to have a singles match with Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Dean Ambrose, all those guys I would love to get in the ring one-on-one. As far as the new guys coming in or guys up from NXT, I guess you're saying, I like Bobby Roode. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity to WWE. Very happy Drew McIntyre's back. He's incredibly talented, and I'm glad he's getting a huge opportunity. There's a bunch of guys. The wealth of talent is amazing, especially on NXT, and I love the fact that they're going back to the basics and hiring guys that actually are very passionate and love wrestling and are out busting their butt doing indies and whatever kind of bookings they can do because they actually love the sport, more than anything else.
And Jeff, is there a chance we see the face paint back anytime soon?
Yep, if Nick behind gives me permission to do it on TV. Thanks, Finn Balor. No, just right now I can do it on the live events. I just can't do it on TV for some weird reason. Because back in the day when I would do it, I would just do it when I felt like it. If I was inspired, just like if you feel like going to get a canvas and trying to bring this image to life, that's what I would do with my face. And but in WWE, it's not the same. So I'm free to do it on the live events, but on TV, hopefully it'll show up.
I think it's one of those things for Brother Nero here. I think whenever he does paint his face on TV, they want it to mean something, to be a special occasion. So once that happens and he does it for whatever special occasion it is, it'll probably open up the dam, and then he'll probably paint his face every week.
Thank you.
So guys, I'm a huge fan. I just wanted to ask, can we see one of you face Finn Balor at next year's WrestleMania?
Anything's possible, especially here in the WWE, so yeah, anything's possible. Who knows, man? I would love that.
Amen.
Hey guys,
My question is, the time before you left the first time WWE, was it hard for you to break up when you guys broke up when you fought each other for that little?
I always think back to Owen Hart and Bret Hart, like they wrestled a match at one point, and I remember being a kid going, wow, how cool would that be if me and you did that one day? And sure enough, at WrestleMania, whenever we wrestled each other, I thought we had a great match and beat the hell out of each other. And in a way, that's kind of fun because we grew up wrestling each other every weekend, all the time. So it was cool to do that on the big screen. So yeah, I always enjoyed it, but I don't think the people want to see it necessarily.
Right. No, but was it hard for you guys to break up for a while?
I think in the beginning when they first split us up and we first had a match, I think it was harder at that juncture, just because I don't know if we were matured enough and comfortable enough in our own skins to fight one another and do it the right way on that big of a platform. And I think as time has gone on and we've matured, I think we've got better and better at it. And I think now we're at a point in our careers where we're both established as like a tag team and singles competitors as well. And I think now, whenever we're working against one another, it's really good. And I think we're both comfortable with it, just because we're both comfortable in our own skin. So as time has gone on, it's got better and easier, and I think that makes it much more entertaining for the fan as well.
And that's as far as the face paint, that might be more of a solo thing for me. I think that kind of makes more sense. Like when I am doing the singles matches, I think that fits my character more or better. So.
All right, thanks.
Now, I've heard you always hit your friends harder. How hard do you hit each other when you wrestle?
It's the worst. He kills me.
Brotherly love.
Hello.
Hi.
Since we're on match topics and dream opponents, Matt, if you were to face Bray Wyatt in a match, what type of match would it be? And Jeff, if you're facing like Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, what type of match would that be?
Yes, Bray Wyatt is actually a name I left off the list there. I would like to get into the ring with him, but I would like to have Bray Wyatt out at the Hardy compound. I might have to take Bray Wyatt on the ultimate deletion. I'll have Senior Benjamin out there to take care of Luke Harper and whoever other minions he brings out. Yeah, I would love to wrestle him in some sort of crazy matchup like that, I'd say.
I'll go with like basically no rules or a ladder match. I'm always more comfortable in those matches in some more strange way. So definitely with Dean and Seth, we could tear it up.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi. I just had a question. Honestly, it's mostly for Jeff. I've loved you guys since I was like 10, and I watched Twisted Fate like 1,000 trillion times. So I was just wondering if you still have Imagination.
Yeah, it's basically my home. Back in 08 when I first moved into a double wide trailer and it burned down, we lost it back in 08, but we rebuilt on that same property. So yeah, it's still the Imagination. My 5-acre motocross track is out there where I hurt myself all the time. And yeah, that's where I paint, that's where I do designs in my yard. If you're familiar with the Final Deletion, you've seen some of my work. So anyway, yeah, it all takes place. That's where my creativity is at its best.
Yeah, I loved it. I've been wondering for 10 years, so I just had to ask you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey man.
I've been a big wrestling fan. I watched you guys when you guys first were Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness and so on. And continuing, I have a two-part question. First is for you, Nero. What made you come back to WWE? Because there was multiple interviews in TNA. You said you didn't want to come back or you didn't feel like it. And the second part is, how did you guys feel when you guys had that big rivalry in TNA when you attacked Jeff Hardy? What was an experience for that? What came to that moment of you guys?
That whole rivalry, like leading up to the Broken Universe stuff, was some of the really good matches. We had 3 or 4 really intense matches. Leading up to that for the Final Deletion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was all fun, and then that just became a monster. All the things we filmed out on our property, man, it just got challenging because like what do we do next time to top ourselves? So we always figured it out, and that was what was so fun about that. There was a lot of improv stuff going on like during filming and all that. But as far as the return to WWE, there was time in like TNA that I said, I don't think I'll I'll ever be able to go back. I don't know if I got what it takes because all the talent's so intimidating. But we had an opportunity, and we were asked if we'd like to come back, and it was make it or break it, and we made it. So I said, let's go for this and let's make it work, and it did. So I'm glad it all worked out because I remember saying this on Jim Ross's podcast about 2 WrestleManias ago or something. Somebody said, do you think you'll go back to WWE ever before you're done? And I didn't know exactly how this would happen. I said, yeah, it's pretty inevitable. I think I'll go back. But at that time, I had no idea that I would. But it all just worked out, and it was super cool.
Thank you. Okay, we got a little under 10 minutes left, so we can get through as many questions as possible.
How did you guys feel when Enzo and Big Cass broke up?
It was so sad to see a couple split like that. I got one word for you, I'm gonna spell it out. S-P-L-I-T. Split. It was, it's interesting. I didn't follow them super closely in NXT, but they were, people liked them, and they were good together. We worked with them a lot on the road doing live events. So it would have probably been nice if their tag team would have actually won the championships one time. Unfortunately they didn't. But it is what it is. I think they're both going to be okay on their own eventually. It sucks for Cass. He just had a major injury and he's going to be out for 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And Enzo, he's going to start doing the 205 Live thing. And I think he's actually going to do good there because he's got so much personality. I mean, he's outrageous. He's maybe not the world's greatest wrestler, but he is one of the world's greatest talkers. So his personality and his character is going to take him a long ways.
I just want to say that I was in track and you guys always motivated me. I would do the 2 mile and I'm over here contemplating, oh God. And then I think about you guys, go extreme. So for 2 whole miles, 8 laps, I just go extreme, Thank you guys so much. So my question is that, Matt, since you came back to WWE, how broken are you right now?
I am definitely cracked. My body is slowly crumbling, no doubt. So I would say I'm partially broken, and it's a puzzle that I think will eventually be completed. I don't just think, I know it will eventually be completed in some way, shape, or form.
And what made you guys want to wrestle? Since you guys were teenagers, right? What made you guys want to wrestle?
I think we grew up as huge fans. I mean, probably like most people are in this room. I mean, we watched wrestling, and WrestleMania 4 is the tournament where the Macho Man Randy Savage won the world title, and that was the big one for us. I mean, we kind of had bets on who was going to win that tournament, and we got so intrigued and caught up on WWE at the time, in that tournament, then we just became lifelong fans. And our goal was to be a tag team and make it to the WWE and win the tag team titles at least one time. And if we did that, that's all we wanted to do. Anything else was extra credit. So we've accomplished everything we wanted and quite a bit more, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, for me, I wanted to be a baseball player first. We just did batting practice with the Mets before SummerSlam, and that's the first time I hit a ball in 10 years probably. But then I fell in love with motocross, and at the same time I was still wrestling. So I was spending all this money trying to race motorcycles, but then wrestling on the weekends too. But wrestling just came way more natural, and it became an obsession, and I just loved it so much. So I'm glad I went that way.
Thank you guys. Matt, stay broken, and Jeff Hardy, I hope that your music career takes off because I like your music, man.
Thank you very much.
Rock
Me
on.
too.
Thanks, man. Stay motivated.
Your favorite wrestler.
All right.
Go ahead, a little clearer. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Aside from you, who's your favorite wrestler? I just did.
Shawn Michaels for sure. I mean,
You're welcome. Very good. I love your language. I wish I had King Max here to translate. He could get it. He could transcribe it perfectly. I would say Shawn Michaels as well. I really think Shawn Michaels is good choice. Yeah. I think he's I think he is possibly the best overall complete performer that there's ever been.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
just got about 5 more minutes.
What do you guys prefer as the face of the WWE?
Repeat that, please.
Oh, what do you guys prefer as the face of the WWE?
What do you prefer as the face of WWE?
I see. That's tricky. I mean, John Cena has been a good guy. Whether you love him or hate him, he's done a lot of great things for the company. Roman Reigns would have a lot to live up to. I know they would like him to fall into that slot. It may happen, may not. I don't know. Brock Lesnar, if he was around all the time, he would be a great face. But, it is what it is. He's here now and then. So I don't know. I think in the next 4 or 5 years, you're going to have someone break out and be kind of like the new face of the company, whenever it is, that is going to be beloved by everyone. Maybe it'll end up being the Antichrist, I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, Jeff. First of all, I want to say you're one of my favorite WWE superstars and one of the most charismatic WWE superstars I've ever seen in the entire WWE. But my question is related to the singles competition. Do you guys have any sort of drive, like in the next couple of years or however long you guys want to stay in the WWE, to kind of go back into that singles competition and then like work your way all the way up to the top again for like maybe the Universal title, or if you ever get traded to SmackDown for the WWE Championship?
I mean, yeah, we'll eventually do it at some point. I'm just not, sure when or, but I'll tell you, man, you get used to tag team wrestling. You got to start stepping up your game in the gym and conditioning, because it's a different world, man. And they're, it's just one-on-one. But yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen. I just don't know when. But for right now, we're just going to try to win those tag team titles one more time, and then maybe go back to basics with the singles competition.
Thank you. So as single competitors, do you think, if you ever become single competitors, do you think you'll ever have another rivalry like in TNA and then in WWE before?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty much over that. So I don't know, what do you think?
I'm pretty positive we'll end up as singles competitors, and I doubt we'll have another rivalry unless Jeff turns on me again. Such a bad guy. I don't know. I mean, I would say it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility of us wrestling one another again. I don't know if there'll be like some long heated rivalry, between us, but I think even as singles competitors, with one guy on Raw, one guy on SmackDown, there's just a plethora of competition face to face.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How do you feel about Jinder Mahal being champion?
I like Jinder Mahal. I really do. And I guess, as they say, don't hinder gender. But it works out. It's an interesting thing, just because India is a big market we're being on, and sometimes people are in the right place at the right time, and I think Jinder may have been in the right place at the right time. But you cannot take away from Jinder Mahal like how hard he's worked, especially like on his body and his skill, everything across the board. So I think he was given an opportunity that shocked a lot of people, and I think he's really made the most of it. So I'm happy for him.
Okay, this right here is going to be our final question.
So this one's mostly for Jeff. So you've done a lot of stunts and like dangerous things throughout your career. What has been the scariest stunt that you've ever done?
It was probably the Swanton. It was 33 feet high against Randy Orton. It was the last time they had that Raw set. They wanted to do something big, and I was like, wow, that's pretty big, 33 foot. And, so anyway, that was pretty terrifying until it was over, and I realized I could stand up again. But that's one thing about the dirt bike. That was the first time in my life when I broke my leg, and I was like, oh my God, I can't get up. So I don't know how that's never happened in the ring, but somehow, some way, I've been so lucky. But yeah, that big Swanton was probably number one. It's pretty creepy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and to everyone who's still in line, I invite you guys to go visit the Hardys at their booth. Make sure you get your questions asked up there. Chicago, Matt gave you guys props at the beginning of the panel, so get loud, make some noise for the Hardy Boys.
Thank you guys for coming, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys that are like wearing a Hardy Boys Reborn by Faith t-shirt, the room sleeves, and painted face. Without you, there would be no us. Thank you.